It's
So,
wild, you know. You almost
but
wonder. I mean,
it is sad. On the flip side of that, it is sad to see a couple of brands that I think are suffering a little bit.
yeah.
I think Team Associated still has a very strong presence in the racing scene, but
Hmm.
I don't see them having a huge presence in the ready to run market.
Yeah.
I think at once upon a time they sort of did,
Oh
um,
yeah.
but I think they've really culled back a lot of their product line. They're focused mainly on the racing side of things, and that's not a bad thing. I just wish they had some opportunity there to really have a couple of good bashes on the market.
Yeah,
Uh,
it'd be nice.
you know, or to at least have a little bit more product awareness. Um, and then HBI, I think, is at the top of the list as well. They're a little bit in limbo, I think, at the
No.
moment. Um,
Okay.
I'm not quite sure where they stand in the States, but over here, it's a little bit. We're not sure what's going to happen with HBI at the moment. So
Yeah, they're not much around. I would have to say, I mean, for me looking, I mean, I don't see much with them at all. Even with local hobby shops and stuff like there's nothing for sale really that they carry. I mean, I've heard, I've seen some of this stuff. It looks really cool, but yeah, it's even like Habao, like I've have a couple Habao cars too.
yeah,
And it seems like a company I would like to see them crank it a little more, turn the dial up a little more, put out
yeah,
some more stuff, because they have potential. I think they have potential to compete against, say, Traxxas Arma, in my opinion. What do you think?
100% agree. I've got the Hobao Hyper Plus 2.
Yep.
Which is the big, it's like a 7 scale big 4-wheel drive monster truck, and
Yep.
that
Yep.
is an absolute tank.
Yep.
But again, I think that the marketing for that could have been a little bit better. The
Hmm.
initial setup out of the box for that truck could also be a little bit better.
Yes.
Durability wise, the engineering that they put into these cars is actually really good.
Yeah, it's beater.
It's
Yep.
just those finer touches, just ironing out those little wrinkles. And one of the reasons why I can tell you this from a retail perspective as well, their box art is not very appealing.
Right.
It still has that sort of like cheapish sort of look to it.
Uh-huh.
Um, and from a retailer here in this country, I can tell you that it's not a very appealing to have those boxes out on display.
Yeah.
So if they improve their box art, they make it a little bit classy. Take some notes out of the Low C, out of Armour, out of Traxxas, and sort of tweak that a little bit more. Make those cars a bit more appealing to the general public. I think they could do big things. Habao have got the tools. They just
Yeah.
need to know how to use them. And
I had the monster truck, and I updated the diffs. I think you were mentioning to do possibly that, and I did that center diff, put the 500K in there,
hmm,
and then I think I put like 60 or 100 in the front or something. And it did improve some things. The tires are still ballooning,
yeah,
and the car just tends to have like this fishy movement to it
yeah,
when I'm throttling it. But yeah, it's a beast. I mean, and that thing could take a beating and a half. That's what was really cool that I liked about it. But again, yeah, out the box, the shocks were kind of weak, and there was no grease in them. You figure you're paying that kind of money for a truck like that, it should be more ready to go.
exactly, exactly.
Absolutely. And then I have the Hyper GT, the on-road car,
Oh yes,
which I really like too. And I updated that to 6S, gave it a little more power. So I like that car. That's a pretty cool on-road car, and I actually sometimes drive that more than my felony or my infraction.
yeah,
Just because I don't know, because I like the look of it. I love the
yeah.
blue body that I bought for it, and